Hello viewers, you're watching GW News Recap. I'm your anchor Azan Jamir, bringing to you the top stories of the week. Let's have a look at the stories that made it to the headlines. The 26th edition of the Hornbill Festival, which commenced at Naga Heritage Village, Kisama on December 1st, witnessed a vibrant opening celebrating Nagaland's rich cultural diversity, heritage and artistic traditions. Union Minister Jyotiraditya Scindia on his visit to Nagaland has announced major infrastructure projects amounting to Rs 443.412 crore. At least 25 people, including tourists, were killed in a fire at a popular nightclub in Kowa on December 7. The central government has revoked its recent directive requiring smartphone manufacturing to pre-install the Sanjar Sati cybersecurity app on all mobile devices sold in India following widespread criticism. Let's have a look at the news in details. The 26th edition of Hornbill Festival, which commenced at Naga Heritage Village, Kisama on December 1st, witnessed a vibrant opening celebrating Nagaland's rich cultural diversity, heritage and artistic traditions. The festival opened with the largest ever international participation featuring 6 partner countries, Austria, Malta, Switzerland, Ireland, France and the United Kingdom, along with Arunachal Pradesh as the state partner. Attending the opening ceremony as the chief host, Nagaland Governor Ajay Kumar Palla highlighted the significance of the festival as a celebration of the state's cultural heritage, unity and identity. Palla noted that the Hornbill Festival stands as a testament to Nagaland's rich traditions, vibrant art forms and enduring values. He emphasized that the festival reflects the collective resilience of the people and their commitment to preserving the legacy handed down by their ancestors. Chief Minister and host of the festival, Dr. Nipirio, stated that the Hornbill Festival is an expression of the Naga way of life, representing their unity and oneness. He added that it signifies the rich legacy, living traditions and respect for the ancestors. Union Minister Jyotiraditya Scindia on his visit to Nagaland has announced major infrastructure projects amounting to Rs 443.412 crore. The Union Minister highlighted the centre's continued commitment to developing the Northeast and affirmed plans to expand tourism, promote Naga coffee on the global stage and accelerate infrastructure connectivity across the region. He laid the foundation stones for 11 new projects worth Rs 443.412 crore, including a multi-speciality hospital at Chumukitima at Rs 58.721 crore, a 50-bedded hospital at New District's headquarters, Paran, amounting to Rs 44.651 crore, construction of Kohima Multidisciplinary Sports Center at IG Stadium Complex Kohima at Rs 72.691 crore, Nagaland Innovation Hub for Startup amounting to Rs 19.566 crore and development of 1.5 megawatt Suna small hydro project at Rs 22.803 crore. Also 6 road projects connecting key towns and villages, including the construction of road from Chaluki to New TC Complex Model Township, 8.40 km, Rs 21.91 crore, All Baran via Chalkot Junction, 16.50 km, Rs 46.32 crore, improvement of road from Pomching headquarter to Longting headquarter, 20.9 km, Rs 58 crore, upgradation of road from Tizama via Kohima Bypass Road to Chidio Airport, 18.24 km, Rs 42.46 crore, upgradation of road from Konoma Village to NH29 via Zitsa River, 9.15 km, Rs 26.46 crore, and improvement of road from Kokor Road in Lomi, Old British Bungalow to Kukhe Junction, 13.70 km, Rs 29.79 crore. Scindia also inaugurated upgradation of transformation capacity at 132 kV substation Nagarjan Dimapur, in service teachers training camp examination CTN with residential facilities, implementation of educational infrastructure related to IT projects in 190 schools across Nagaland, upgradation of Chintang Satel Noklak Road and upgradation of road from Tsangra to Impur. The 5 projects amount to Rs 202.98 crores. Scindia stated that this investment will strengthen markets, improve healthcare, empower students, nurture innovation and create opportunities for youth. At least 25 people, including tourists, were killed in a fire at a popular nightclub in India's Goa state. The blaze occurred just past midnight on December 7 in Arbora in North Goa. Goa's Chief Minister Pramod Sawant said that most of the dead were the club's kitchen workers as well as 3 to 4 tourists. 6 were injured and are in stable condition, he said. The fire occurred due to a gas cylinder blast and has been extinguished. All the bodies have been recovered. It said at least 100 people were on the club's dance floor when the fire broke out, and several rushed to the kitchen below in the chaos and got trapped along with staff. The state government has ordered an inquiry into the incident to determine the exact cause of the fire and whether fire safety norms and building regulations were followed. The regulations are poorly enforced in India, where some public sector officials cut corners leading to safety hazards. Prime Minister Narendra Modi in a social media post called the incident deeply saddening and said he spoke with Sawant about the situation. He said the state government is providing all possible assistance to those affected while offering condolences with the victims' families. Accidents involving gas cylinders are uncommon in India and often result in casualties, underlining the need for authorities to implement stringent safety protocols. India's aviation crisis widened on December 6 after the Directorate General of Civil Aviation issued a show-cause notice to Indigo CEO Peter Albers, demanding an explanation for the airline's spiraling delays, cancellations and operational breakdowns. The regulator has given him 24 hours to respond, warning that failure to do so will, the DGCA said, the disruption running into hundreds of cancellations daily caused severe inconvenience, hardships and distress to passengers. According to the notice, the primary cause of the breakdown was Indigo's non-provisioning of essential arrangements required for smooth implementation of the approved FTTL scheme. The regulator also said the large-scale operational collapse reflected significant lapses in planning, oversight and resource management. The notice also stated that Indigo failed to provide passengers with the information and facilities mandated during cancellations, long delays and denied boarding. The regulator directly held the CEO responsible, saying he felt in his duty to ensure reliable operations and to provide the facilities passengers are entitled to. The move marks the strongest step yet from authorities as Indigo's disruption stretched into the 5th consecutive day and passenger distress intensifies across major airports. The central government has revoked its recent directive requiring smartphone manufacturers to pre-install the Sanjar Sati cybersecurity app on all mobile devices sold in India following widespread criticism from privacy advocates, industry stakeholders and political opposition, emphasizing that the app will now remain voluntary for users. The original order issued on 28 November by the Department of Telecommunications sought to make Sanjar Sati compulsory on new smartphones, including provisions that it will be visible and not disabled by users. The move was defended by authorities as part of efforts to combat cybercrime and empower citizens to report fraud, track stolen devices and verify mobile connections. However, the mandate quickly drew criticism over potential privacy infringements and assertions of state overreach. Critics, including digital rights organizations and opposition parties, raised concerns that pre-installation could compromise user autonomy and digital privacy. Some technology companies, notably major international manufacturers, were reportedly reluctant to comply with the requirement, further complicating implementation. In a press statement, the Minister of Communications said that given the app's increasing acceptance reflected in a rapid rise in voluntary downloads and registrations, mandatory pre-installation was no longer necessary. The government clarified that users retain full control over the app, which can be uninstalled at any time, and emphasized its intended purpose as a tool to protect citizens from cyber threats. While authorities continue to promote Sanjar Sati as a means of enhancing cyber safety, the decision to withdraw the pre-installation mandate underscores the sensitivity of balancing digital security initiatives with public concerns about privacy and user choice. At least 18 Naxalites, including a top Maoist commander, were neutralized by the security forces in an encounter that broke out in the Bijapur district of Chhattisgarh on December 3. The encounter broke out in the forest along the border of Bijapur-Dantewada districts after an anti-Naxal operation was launched by the security forces in the area. Initially, 12 Maoists were killed, but Kamlojan Kashyap, Deputy Inspector General of Police, South Bastar region, confirmed that 6 more bodies have been recovered. The security forces have also recovered a huge cache of arms and ammunition and AK-47 and Insas rifles from the slain Naxalites. One of the 18 Naxalites neutralized by the security forces has been identified as Modiam Vela, who was an active commander of the Company No. 2 of the People's Liberation Guerrilla Army. According to Inspector General of Police Soundaraj Patilakham, Vela was involved in multiple attacks, including the 2020 Minpa ambush in Sukma that claimed the lives of 17 security personnel. Vela was carrying a reward of Rs 8 lakh on his head. With this, the security forces have neutralized 275 Naxalites in Chhattisgarh this year. Of this, 246 alone were killed in the Pastor region, 27 in Karyapan district and 2 in Mola Manpur, Ampakhar, Chowki district. On the other hand, 23 personnel of the security forces have also lost their lives in anti-Naxal operations in the state this year. Well, viewers, that's it for this week's news recap. And for more news like this, you stay connected to Global Window. Good night.